Hello, welcome to Storytime with Eddie. I will be reading a review that I wrote today for, I wish not to say the AT&T store, for I am more respectful than that, but I will read you now what I wrote. Google reviews. Well, I walked in the store happier than ever, walked out in the worst mood of my life. Here was my experience. It was around 2 in the afternoon, and I was doing my usual exercise, walking around the mall. I never really go into any of the stores, but this time I had a question about my new iPhone. I wanted to know if I could make Siri sound less robotic, if you will. Some might think that this is a bad question and would suggest I just look up a tutorial on how to change Siri's voice on YouTube. In my defense, I am very bad at following instructions through videos and sometimes get so flustered I scream while trying to follow along. I just can't keep up with these young tech heads. Some might call me somewhat middle-aged, but it's just something I've always had a problem with. My house is very plain, and I don't do much decorating because I live by myself. My iPhone is for my personal use, which I wish not to speak of. Back to my experience. Now that you know a little bit about me, you may have more understanding of why I was so insulted by the actions of this AT&T worker. He was in his late 20s or early 30s. I would assume on looks. He wore a black shirt with his name tag. I do not remember his name, as I do not wish to remember his name, as this African American male treated me so bad I wanted to puke. Race has nothing to do with it, but I could tell by the way he was looking out at me through the corner of his eye. He wanted me out of the store, and I also got the sense that he wanted to do me harm mentally more than physically. I proceeded to the counter where he sat and asked him my question. How can I change Siri to sound more human? I explained to him that I sometimes roll over on my phone in the middle of the night, and the voice of Siri scares me so bad I go into shock. I have been to several therapy sessions about this matter. My therapist named my case Siri's Haunting Shock. The AT&T worker looked at me as if I was crazy and told me to get out of the store. I ran out in a horrible mood. How could someone do this to me, I thought. It has been a few hours and the voice of Siri is still corrupting my thoughts. My brain is hurting. I must go.